Lady B here. For right now, I'm holding the phone with my hands to show you. This is a headboard that I made for Catherine's granddaughter. She is going to Ohio State University, and I have no idea how they're doing their classes right now, but that's irrelevant. But she had this headboard, and it was covered in a very, very, very thin cotton fabric, and it looked kind of something your grandmother or great-grandmother would have. But it really needed changed. So we got this fabric from one of the local craft stores. I think I can say that without any copyright stuff. But anyhow, I went out to Catherine's house, and it took us a good while to do this. But we had some fabric left over, so I want to show you what I'm going to do with that. So I will be right back. Okay, this is the fabric that we've got left over. And it is a very thick, like an upholstery fabric. And I don't have it turned so I can see what you're seeing. But what I'm going to do is make a pillow cover out of this. Now I've already cut one side out. And you're not going to be able to see it finished because I'm going to make the cover for it, and I'm going to give it to Catherine, and she's going to stuff it and sew it closed. So I'm going to cut this second one out, if I can do it without cutting my fingers off. I love this rotary cutter. Just love it. But it's very sharp. It is sharper than a razor blade, and that's saying something. No, I have not cut myself with it yet, and I hope I never do, because I have seen some horrible accidents that people have been having. So you're supposed to use this, but it's not quite long enough. But you line that up on your edge, keep your fingers out of the way, and take your rotary cutter and go right along the edge. And this one needs sharpened, as you can tell. These blades are very expensive. I want to try to see if I can get a sharpener, to see if I can sharpen it myself rather than having to buy a fresh one all the time. But I saw somebody had some titanium ones, and yes, you're supposed to close it every time you use it. But what I'm going to do, well, it looks like I need to go around along this side again too. And I hear somebody sending me a message on Facebook. But what I'm going to do is, I can get this thing to cut. I think this one needs retired. But, like I said, what I'm going to do is bring it over here to the sewing machine. And you always do right sides together. Or somebody will say, pretty sides together. And what I'm going to do is put these together here. And I will take some of these clips and clip it together. That's just to hold my place. I don't always use clips or pins, but I'd rather do it this way so you all can see the real way it's supposed to be done. I've been sewing enough years that I really don't need it, but I will add it this time. And I love these little clips. These are awesome. And what I'll do from here, I will start, where's my marker? I don't know what I did with it. Anyhow, I will start. Let me see if you can see what I'm working on. Yep. Okay, I will start here, and I'll work my way all the way around, and then I'll stop about here. That will give Catherine enough room to get it stuffed, and then she'll be able to sew it closed later on. So I'm going to take this here, sewing machine. I don't usually have my machine in here. I usually have it in the bedroom. Do you all sew with your feet, with your shoes off? I feel like I do, because I think it gives me more control because I can feel the pedal. Now that doesn't make a lot of sense, but also what I'm going to do, I'm going to round off the corner here so it won't be quite such a square edge there. All I'm doing is just easing it around the corner. Come to another corner here, so I'll just ease it around. Top here is stretching a little bit more than the bottom, so I will do this. It'll all turn out good in the end. Ease this on around the corner. Trying to hurry up so you all won't be bored. You can be sitting here watching me sew. Always stop and start so that I can lock the stitch in so it won't come undone. And for those of you that do so, you'll understand what it means by locking the stitch in, because they won't come undone while you're doing stuff. Cut off the corners. That's just to keep from having so much bulk in there. So, I'm going to turn this right side out. A lot of times when I'm making pillows, I usually put on like a cording or something around the outside. It just dresses it up, makes it look more expensive, a little bit more tailor-made or custom-made. I used to help my mom make custom drapes. And for those of you all that are familiar, we used to work for Ethan Allen. At the time, this was, I don't know, in the early 90s. Anyhow, they used to charge $36 for just a plain throw pillow that's like one of these without any cording or anything. there they are. And when Catherine gets this stuffed, she'll tuck these in and stitch it closed by hand. And then her granddaughter will have another throw pillow for her bed. So there won't be any way for me to get a picture and have you to see what it's going to look like. But you can just imagine that this is going to match her bed perfectly. But that is today's video. This is day number 3 of my Vlogmas. So I can't say that it will be enjoyable for everybody, but that's the way it is. So y'all take care, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.